Canelo Alvarez is one of the only boxers still on Terence Crawford's hit list, and it appears that Canelo has made a big offer at 160 pounds even though Terence and Canelo have an absurd weight disparity. Bob Rum feels that Canelo will always be the clear winner in this matchup. And he stated, "I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you with Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different situation. I think it's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner. Canelo is used to fighting at a particular level, and I don't think Terence can hurt Canelo, but Canelo can hurt Terence." Crawford says money is all that matters right now. You can't blame him, and you look around. Who does Canelo have to fight? Crawford is probably the most attractive fight financially. I'm saying even though he's coming up in 3 weight classes, people would have a lot of interest. Eddie Hearn doesn't really think that Terence could handle Canelo though, and he really doesn't believe that he would actually consider coming up to Eddie. I hope that we get the chance to work with him again on a personal level. I class him as a friend, a nice guy. We occasionally socialize, but he made the best job move, and as friendly as we are, it doesn't work that way. I hope he beats Charlie. If you're going to ask me about the Terence Crawford question, you're talking about 2 of my favorite fighters, 2 modern-day greats. I do think Canelo Alvarez is too big for Terence Crawford. As skilled as Terence Crawford is, in my opinion, you'll never see Canelo come under 168 in a fight. I don't think he wants to do that. 168 is still a little bit not tough, but it's enough, so I don't think you see Crawford come up to 168. And I think if he does, I don't think he beats Canelo, so I'm not sure whether that fight happens. But if it does, 2 great fighters and all favor Alvarez. David Benavides Sr. really doesn't think that a fight between Terence and Canelo makes that much sense at all, and he stated that this Canelo era has turned into a show. Man, true 168. The king of boxing, trying to fight 154's 10,047 160 is ridiculous. He's good. My respect for Terence Crawford, but these guys are too big man. It's a show to me that's not good for boxing. To make history, you got to fight your own size, maybe a little bigger. Crawford's a great fighter, very intelligent, really good, but I think we'll see the same thing we saw in Trullo versus Canelo. It's just too much weight. There's no way Dimitri Bivol doesn't think that the idea of Terence moving up in weight classes is all that crazy of an idea, and he believes that Terence could do it if that's what he really wants to do. Ball stated, "When I stepped into a boxing gym that the first rule was to respect weight classes, but I don't know what Crawford is going to eat. He's the best fighter. Everything that he's planning shouldn't look like it's crazy if he's thinking about it. If he's talking about it, it means it's possible. No matter what Terence decides to do, he really wants someone good to step up to challenge him next." And he stated Crawford has been stopping guys in the ring for a very long time, including that last stoppage against Errol Spence. So we got to find a good opponent, whether he moves up to fight Canelo or moves up and fight somebody to make it at this point. You just have to find someone, worthy enough, that's all. If there's no one good enough, you might as well retire, go fight Boots, or go fight Teo, who keeps talking and saying BS. I just feel at this point in Terence's career he's probably going to need a real big guy or Yal Charlo. I'd still be interested in that fight or Canelo, somebody that's flat out bigger than him, days after Terence. Crawford changed his stance to say he'd move up 3 divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. Canelo has changed his tune as well. Canelo stated, "Look, I respect Crawford, he's a great fighter. I always say that no respect to him, but you know sometimes it's a little crazy the people talking about how I'm going to face a fighter like the 154 pounds Charlo, which he's big at 5 feet 11 and tall. Everybody is talking about if I'm going to face Crawford, a fighter at 147 pounds who is smaller than Charlo, so it does not make sense when you guys say right now. I don't understand. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford no matter what, but you never know in boxing. I will go up and down and fight everybody out there, so it's possible. Why not? It's possible. If it makes sense, I'm down to do it. I don't care who is there. I am always able to fight everybody." Amir Khan sees some big differences between the 2 fighters.
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
Gabe Rado isn't too interested in seeing a fight between Terence and Canelo, though, and he'd rather see Terence fight someone like Jerome Anis. Instead, Gabe stated, "I would rather see Terence in Boots because I'm not really interested in Crawford Canelo because that's likely to different tracks. Canelo is in a better weight class, and that's his legacy. Terence did his thing. I feel like if Canelo beats him at that weight, 168, then they're going to say that Crawford was too small quite a few. Fighters think that Terence has a realistic shot against Canelo if they meet in the ring. Tim Bradley stated it's a tough job for Terence, but at the same time I would back him. I would pick Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. Even at 168, I think that his skill level is up there with the best. I don't think we've seen anything like Terence Crawford. I study history, and I've never seen anybody that has everything: good speed, power, and timing can switch. The way he switches is the toughest. The meanness that he has, the way he ends guys, the way he breaks down blokes, he's one of the smartest guys that I've ever seen in the ring, right up there with Floyd Mayweather. While many people believe that the jump to Canelo's weight would be a crazy idea, Terence doesn't think that it's all that crazy in his mind.
Everybody keeps bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird, you know, because you'd have to gain like, what, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, you know, man, catch weight. You can do something at a catch weight.
What weight you think?
I like 160 or something.
You said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158. 60.
Oscar de la Hoya seemed to agree with Bob Arum about the size being a big factor, and he stated obviously Crawford is the craftier boxer, but Canelo has the size. He has the power, and it's like Bob Arum said, he'll run right through him. It'll be a tough fight, but stylistically, yeah, it'll be a one-sided fight for May, let's say 7 rounds, and then Canelo starts attacking. He starts to take it to deep waters, and the power will eventually be too much. Will it be a great fight? Will it be a big event? Teddy Atlas really doesn't think that anyone should be counting Terence Crawford out if a fight does happen, and he stated Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring and to see things nobody else can see, and that's what makes his timing so special. Because of that, I cannot count him out of anything. One of the first people who thought that Terence would be able to handle Canelo was definitely Shocker Stevenson, though Shocker stated I think Bud could beat Canelo. Like I said, I've been saying this. I don't think size wins fights, I think skills do. Yeah, I think that being in southpaw with good movement and sharp boxing, it would be hard for Canelo with that high guard to walk him down and load up on big hooks. I think Bud would beat Canelo. Dan Davis thinks that a win for Terence would be a tall